Right guys and girls, Mark Crosswood here, Ask Golf Guru channel, my Ask Golf Guru channel, and today's question is a fun question. We are asking today, I asked it in a tweet actually earlier on this week, are golf clubs too expensive? Loads of replies, like so many replies. Let's talk about what you say, and in the comments down below let me know what you think. Are golf clubs too expensive is the big question. So let's take a look at some clubs here over on Google. I've just searched Ping golf drivers, the kickers off. I like the way that PXG have got in here. Well done, PXG. So the Ping, which is actually due to be changing soon probably, is around £400, £419 to £398. That's just the driver. Here is TaylorMade Stealth, 469, 499, 469 set of irons. Well, I say a set of irons. This is like 5 to sand wedge, so it's a pretty modern set of irons. 849 and 469 here from the Complete Golfer. So yeah, expensive. If we go to Titleist, it's not much different. 529. I mean, they are up there, aren't they? 529, 529. That is maybe one of the most current re-releases in drivers that has come out. So obviously these prices move. You know, at point of filming this video, these are what the prices basically are. And also we've got here Strixon 429, PXG again in there. This isn't Strixon, sorry. This is PXG again. I'll go in for it. Strixon here, 379, 379. So determining if that is too expensive is an interesting question. And as always, I'd love to hear your comments down below. What do you think? We're going to go over to the Twitter feed in a second and see what they are saying, because they've definitely got some views on if it's too expensive or not. I think always the answer with this club is having to define what is expensive. What is expensive to one person might not be expensive to another. At no point am I saying any of those clubs are inexpensive. Golf is definitely an expensive game. Like other sports, you know, it costs a lot of money to get out there and play. Let's have a look at what the Twitter sphere is saying. Compared to a decent used ones from the past 5 seasons, yes, not enough advancements to justify buying anything new. Brent Garner is saying. So he's basically saying that nothing's changing. In the last 5 years, you can get cheap ones on places like eBay and what have you, trade-in shops, you know, where you might get a pro shop traded in. And there's some real comments, real truth in those. Totally agree. I've done loads of videos using eBay finds, basically. So clubs that I found on eBay. And you can see the numbers coming out. I show you the numbers. The numbers coming out in the last X amount of years. They're just good. There isn't much advancements, definitely. I would have to agree with that. New Ping I230s are 350 Aussie dollars per iron. Bit too rich for me from Craig. That is, yep, a lot of money. Mulkey Reed, yes. Golf overall is getting expensive. Now, it's interesting when we say it's getting expensive. If you look at inflation ideas, and maybe someone could do the equivalent changes in the comments down below, work it out. When I look at inflation over, let's say, X amount of years back to now, so if I go back to when I was like buying clubs, when I was a junior playing and using my shop credit to buy clubs and what have you, you know, we were talking £200-300 for drivers there, 229, 249 for when Callaway, the ones that you really wanted when it really hit that there was like design and a shift in the performance. And I wonder if you do the inflation stuff. I think Lou Stagner did it recently, or he showed me it, or he did it on a tweet, basically, or maybe you could do it. It was interesting. It wasn't as different as we all thought it was. Obviously, there's other comparisons, I guess, with that as well. If wages aren't going up, but those prices go up, you know, I know it's more complicated than that. So I'm just saying maybe golf has always been expensive if you try to buy into the top brands. I'd love to know, you know, maybe someone who's better at doing the maths than me could do that and hit that up in the comments. Yeah, £1,000 for a set of wedges. Craft beer, what set of wedges? £1,000. A wedge is really that much for a set of wedges? Sorry for my ignorance on that. Let's go Cleveland wedges. They're 80 quid, £100. So a set of wedges. How many wedges is he playing? Can anyone explain to me if that's true? I'm not seeing that really. I'm just not seeing that as much, I'm afraid. I'm seeing sets of wedges here. 109. Is Vokey different? What do you reckon? In the comments down below, I'd love to know how he's getting to there. Vokey wedges. Okay. We're getting there, aren't we? 150, 300, 450. Yeah, I mean, you are. You're getting up there. Well, no, you're not. You're not getting up near £1,000, are you? You're getting up near £500 for 3 wedges. How many wedges has he got? 4 wedges? Still isn't 1,000. But hang on. Hang on. This is where he's talking about dollars. So my mistake there. Yeah, he's talking dollars. Look. $1,000. So yeah, I guess that could be close. Let me know. Short answer, yes, from Don. Ping G30 was 250. New driver will touch 450 probably. Is there generally £200 advancements? I think golf might suffer badly during this cost of living crisis. Nick, yeah, I mean, I done tests on older, very good pings. I mean, there's certain benchmark ping clubs I don't think you can beat. And the thing is, I think what's interesting, like I review clubs and new clubs come along and I review the latest clubs, and it's often there's a similar amount of audience or where there's new audience, there are people who watch each review looking for what's new in the club, see if there's a shift. And if you're watching new reviews, you're not going to see shifts in 2 to 5 years. You're not going to be, if you're getting sold on my reviews, I apologize. I'm not trying to sell you anything on my reviews. I'm just telling you what they do. You don't need to upgrade to the latest and the greatest. I've said this on a number of occasions. There are plenty of great options out there for a lot less if you want to do it on a budget. I just think there's things that people want, things that people desire, and they're marketed well, and it makes you feel like you need to change. They are currently expensive, but they can last a long time. I had a Mizuno MP52s 10 years. Do the maths. If I play an estimate 100 rounds a year, that's at least £1 per round I spend more on balls. John, and that's a really good, well-rounded thing. That makes a lot of sense for those irons. They don't cost that much if you are playing, possibly. Stephen Johnson saying maybe do the maths as if the maths is wrong. Maybe someone can check that for me. 529 for the new Titleist TSR driver. That is mental. I mean, that is a lot of money, isn't it? 529 for the new Titleist driver definitely is up there, and that price is still there, as I showed you at the start of the video. Yeah, let's see if we got it. Yeah, here, look. It's definitely still there. 503, 529, 529. But it will come down as the product gets older and all those kind of things. But yeah, that is a lot of money for a driver. But I mean, I've used Zexio, a brand that's related to Strixon in Cleveland, and they do drivers like a £700. There's markets out there for people who do want to spend a lot of money on driver. Branded clubs take consumers for a ride. That's all the vloggers, no names mentioned, winky face, or all even seem to review. I bought sub 70 and they are absolutely excellent. 750 for a full set. And I think that's a really good point. There are other brands that maybe aren't as well known that will do really good jobs and do really good clubs if you can get them in any outrageous fits that you want, if you can get fit for them. This is obviously the other thing as well. I think people often forget to realize when it comes to the bigger clubs, and not to defend them, because yeah, I get why you're saying they're expensive. I get it, and I would agree. But putting that infrastructure in to make sure you can test into so many golf clubs, all those kind of, it's interesting as we've desired more custom fit, more professional service, because this is before you pay for any fittings, and that's another one maybe we can do in the comments. Should you pay for fittings? I know my Golf Spy tried to tackle that a little bit, and if we want a conversation on that, maybe we could do it in another video. If you want professional fits on professional equipment, it's just going to go up even more, isn't it? Where if you just want off the rack clubs, no changeability, they could be cheaper. But again, customers are showing maybe that they don't want that because they want to get fit. Where's the happy medium, I guess? Yes, considering I can get 5-year-old clubs for half the price. They do the same thing. They do the same thing, Connor. It's that fitting thing, isn't it? And maybe think about this when it comes to fitting. Fitting is a great way. It's a great tool for the manufacturers to use to try and help not only get the right clubs for you, is how they'll sell it. Make sure you get the right clubs. It's a lot of money. Make sure you get the ones that suit you. It's a good point. But at the same time, they're keeping that professionalism level up there, that specialized level up there, to move away from just buying off the rack. Because they put a lot of money into investment, into R&D, trying to make it better. And then you buy one off the rack that isn't really any good for you because you're not quite sure which one to get. You get like a 10.5 reg where you need a 7 degree in a different weight or flex or feel shaft or grip size or whatever it is you want that makes you feel like your club is good. And you go, that club's no good. Well, is it no good or is it just a really poor fit for you? So again, I think that's a really interesting mix, isn't it? Defo, my Golf Spy just put price out of new Callaway irons, $450 per iron. Hope they hit the ball for your price. Now, this is interesting from Lee because I like this. I like my Golf Spy and what they do, and I understand why they're writing this article, but I also understand why people latch onto these articles. Those are going to be sold as premium products. They're not even available in lots of parts of the world. I don't think they're even available in the UK, or they are, but very specialized kind of ideas. So that's a real headliney bit of content, which unfortunately, and my Golf Spy don't do that. I like what they're about. Out of all the content creators, they're one of the least amount of headline grabbing ridiculousness, which is unfortunately the way it's all going at the minute, as done for ages. I think that's something people latch onto. You don't need to spend that money. That is like saying all cars cost the same as that Ferrari that was 250 grand. No, that's one of those very specialized kind of different cars. Does that car make you drive to work better? No, it's a status symbol. You could drive in £1,000 car to your 20-minute drive down the road. Your Ferrari isn't going to get you there any better. In theory, it gets you there quicker, but only if you break the rules on speed limits, which none of you should be doing anyway. Matt says, clarifying question, you mean the clubs we swing or the clubs we join? Clubs we swing, Matt, but that's again another topic we could tackle. Clubs we join as well. Golf in general is too expensive, Stuart says. Interesting, isn't it? I knew people would say it's too expensive, and the reason often it comes out as too expensive is because it's desirable, and desirable things are expensive. Often that's what makes them desirable. If they're affordable, then they're not as desirable because everyone has them. That's kind of the model that we live in the world we live in. And golf is a desirable sport. We want it to be available to everyone, me as much as anyone. But the trouble is, if you make it available for everyone, then the margins might not be there for certain companies to do what they're doing now, possibly. And then also, where do all these people play? Because is there enough golf courses? And because lots of people, if I do the next question, are golf clubs too busy? And is golf too slow? Lots of people would say, yeah. And then you get groups of people saying there's too many beginners on the course. So we do get stuck. Joe says, yes, manufacturers are not taking seriously the difficulty of getting people into golf. Manufacturers become too greedy way before costs start to rise. They need to be part of the solution to participation. So that's that point Joe's making. And I think it's a fair point. I'm not sure how simple that is. I think there's plenty of options for people if they want to do the participate. I've done many videos starting with box sets at 200 quid. They make me play golf. Again, if you want the best, well, anyone who thinks they make the best, if you make a product and you think it's the best, that you're going to price it at the lowest. Like if you own a company and you produce a product that you think is the best product and it's the best you can do, are you going to think, right, how cheap can I make this? Well, depending on what you're selling, I think lots of you would try and get into the luxury brand market, possibly. Again, not a defense. I think it's very expensive as well. Only if you buy new from Dirk here. I'm selling. Here's a little. I mean, this is a good example, and he's trying to get a sale here. So anyone wants a good. This is a great set of Mizuno irons, MP18 MMC irons, €350. I don't know what a set is, and he's selling them. I don't even know where he's selling them, but he makes a good point here. You can get clubs way cheaper. And then here you go, last question. Let's finish on this one. I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. Hit that like button if you like these videos and you want to see more of these discussions where you're getting involved. What do you think, Mark? Well, I think they are expensive. Yeah, I think golf is expensive, and I know I get the reasons for it being expensive. I don't think it will get any cheaper. I don't think golf particularly wants to get any cheaper as much as it could do. Because again, where do all the people go if everyone takes up golf? And how much of a barrier is it actually to stop people playing golf? Because again, I think you can do it cheaper. I think golf clubs are expensive, but I think everything in it is expensive. And I think it's very very relative. So, yeah, I would side on your side. It's expensive. Those drivers up at 500 quid. I'm sure the new Strix driver is going to be up at 500 quid. I'm not attacking any manufacturers there. Yeah, it's expensive.